Hello, I'm Paul Otieno, and here is my near demo project that is basically addressing trust without a surety in the current online store built on Web 2, particularly when it comes to order processing. So in this case, we are trying to flip this statement, and we are saying we are availing a platform where there's a surety without trust. So here is a scenario of the project I've given out. Maybe you can just read through to understand more. Now, onto the prerequisites. Just first, due to time, you need Node or version 14.16.0 installed in your machine. You need near CLI globally installed. You also need assembly script package. You need Git installed. You need yarn. You need at least 3 testnet accounts that you're going to utilize in order to test various operations in this project. Now, to set up the project, you're going to begin by cloning up this project. After that, you need to install the required packages, and by that you accomplish that by running yarn. Then you navigate to script/config.conf file. So here's the project, and whatever file you're told to open is here, scripts, then these. Now here you're going to find all these variables that need you to supply them with their respective values. Now in this case, I've already done that just due to time. Provided my root, my credentials, root account, contract name, and all the buyer's account ID, seller account ID, delivery account ID, master account ID, and beneficiary account ID. Now, one thing to note here is that the contract name, so this account ID should be a sub account ID of the master account ID. Yeah. Then we proceed. Now there's all that note there. Now the next file we need to edit is our index.ts file, and in which case we're going to edit this particular line by replacing the seller account placeholder string by our actual seller account. Now in that case, this value must equal this value. So you basically just need to copy what is here. You basically just need to copy what is here and paste it right there. Now after doing that, then we begin running our scripts. And before we do that, our scripts may need us to grant them some permission before we proceed. I'm sorry guys for the background noise. I'm using my laptop's microphone. So you grant the permission by running these scripts. You can basically copy that command, and paste it. So we can do that. We've already granted all our scripts the permission to run. Then you run the test. This will run the test. Now our test file is right here. These are all tests. It's a bit huge, basically understandable. Good, our test is done, and all the tests are passed. We had 11 in total, and 11 pass and 0 fail. So from there, we're going to build now our project in order to generate a WebAssembly file, which we're going to deploy now to our blockchain as our contract. And in that case, we run script1.build. That is what is going to build our project. Now if you can come here, our test script basically had that simple command. Then our build script has yarn build, just that simple command to execute. So this is going to build up our project. Yeah, that is done. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to deploy the contract. Now in this case, we run the deploy script. So I'll just copy that and paste it right there. Mind you, we are running all these scripts from our project's root directory. So I'll simply run that. So this one is going to delete the contract account set if you might have deployed any contract there, because we can't deploy, we can't redeploy a contract to the same account. So it will delete that. maybe I can just take us to that script. It will first of all delete, then remove its credentials, and it will recreate it and then deploy the contract. That is basically what is happening right there. And in this case, that is done. The deployment is done. Then we go back to our readme file. Now we're going to add product for sale and view the list of product in our collection. We're going to copy that. Now this is the product script. I'll simply copy that and paste it right there. Now let's see what this script is doing as well. The product script, now here I have some parameters I already put in place. So we're going to call the add product function, which is basically going to add this record of product into our products collection using the seller account ID. Now you can't add a product if the account ID provided here is not that of the seller, because otherwise you're not the owner of the business. So in this case, we've already added a product. Now the add product function returns the product ID added, which is here, and then this particular line is going to display a list of products, show products, and here is the list of products. For now we only have one with this particular ID. So I'll basically copy this ID because we needed it ahead, and here we are. So we are told to go and uncomment this. If you wanted to remove a product, then we can run this, but for now we won't do that because of time. We're going to add a product to our cart. So to do that, we're going to uncomment this particular line in our config file in our scripts directory in order to specify the product ID of the product we need to add to our cart. So here are the cart scripts, and here we uncomment and paste it right there. Then I'm basically going to run. Let's get back to our readme file. I'm simply going to run this particular script in order to add my product to my cart. Let's see what that script does as well. Now this one is basically going to near call the add to cart function, specifying the ID of the product that is going to be added to cart, which in this case is whatever we provided in our config file, and the quantity. Now the quantity in this case I had to right there. Then after that we're going to view cart. Now the view cart function is going to return the content or the items in our cart apparently. Now this one had run. So we added one product to our cart. Then on listing the cart content, here are the products ordered. Now here's what we have in our cart. Here is the subtotal and the shipping fee apparently. Then we get back and we need to view our account balances. Now account balances of both the buyer, the seller, and the delivery. Here we're going to execute my balance function in our contract, specifying the account ID of whoever we want to view their balances. So I just have the seller, the buyer, and the delivery so that we view them all at once. So I'll basically run that script. It begins by showing us the seller active balance, which in this is 0 in this case. Buyer's active balance is also 0, and delivery active balance is also 0. So at this point no one has deposited anything in the accounts. Let's proceed. So we're going to place order. In order to place order, we're going to copy that script and paste it right there. Now that is the order placement script. Let's see what is in that script. Now here we first of all are going to deposit some amount to our account, because you can't make that you can't place an order without paying anything. So we're going to deposit some cash into our active account. Then we're going to check the balance just to ascertain that indeed we have something in our account. Then we're going to place the order, specifying the delivery the account ID of the delivery guy, which is provided by that value. Then whoever is placing the contract is the buyer, so we specify the buyer account ID. Then we view whatever is in our cart. In this case, our cart should be null, just to ascertain. So the place, let's run that first. So the place order function, this particular call is going to remove all the contents from our cart and transform them into sales. So we've deposited this amount of money to our account first, then we've placed the order, and here is our order ID, and then we've called the view cart function, in which case we said should be null, and there we go. So we need to copy this order ID for further scripts, and we've been told to, there's a note here illustrating that as well. So we need to paste it in our config file on this variable. Go to a config file and uncomment this line and paste it basically right there. Then we come back and now clear the order. Now we've already placed the order and we've specified whoever should deliver that particular order to us. Now whoever should deliver that particular order to us goes to the seller and picks up that particular order, clearing it for shipment. That is what basically going to do. Yeah, and basically we've placed our order. So maybe if I can just go through the clearance script. This guy also deposited some amount into his account and then cleared the shipment, specifying the order ID. Yeah, so if we run the script /accounts, let's view their balances. The seller still has 0 balance. The buyer had 200 something, a figure beginning with 2. Now it's a long one, but then we've had yeah, that is 897. So we've basically subtracted some cash from his account. Then this guy deposited 10. In this case we have a figure here, Yoctonia, but then we've subtracted the amount of the total cost respective with their respective quantities that the buyer ordered. So let's proceed. We're going to confirm the delivery of these order by running that. By confirming delivery, basically what happens here is that the buyer affirms that he or she has received the products he or she ordered, and in that case the money that was locked in his or her account is going to be transferred to the delivery guy's account, and whatever was locked in the delivery guy's account is going to be transferred to the seller's account. So if we try and check the accounts now, we expect the seller's account to have 100 shillings basically, because let me get us back there, the place order, no, the products. Yeah, this product costed 50, but then our quantity was 2, so that is 50 by 2, which is 100. So that is why the seller has some 100 coins in his or her wallet. Then the buyer's account has 897. What was out of what was locked. Then the buyer initially had I don't know whether we can get back there. The buyer had this particular amount, but now they have this amount plus 3. Now 3, this was the shipping fee which was added, which has been added now to the account. Yeah, and if in case the buyer was not found and the delivery guy wanted whatever was locked out of his account to be refunded back or credited back to his active account, then he or she can basically return that particular the products he was to deliver, and this script will be run, in which case the reversal will happen. The reversal of the locked account will happen, so that whatever was locked in the delivery guy's account will be credited to his account, and whatever was locked out of the buyer's account will as well be credited to his account, but this time minus the shipping fee, because the delivery guy has spent some money doing the transport and all that, so some fuel has been burnt and some time has passed, so we have to pay him or her for that particular job. Thank you so much.